What is up, guys? It's Michael Tanner from Absolute Arbitrary, and what you're watching right now is episode 3 of my Road to Gold Glove series. And what that is, if you haven't seen episode 1 or episode 2, is kind of like a Road to Commander series, except my outcome is not a level limit. It is my chance to meet the commentator GoldGlove, either by randomly finding him in a lobby in the game Gears of War 3, or by having him invite me into a lobby and we'll play a match or two, or however many it may be. And I know that both are extremely unlikely, but that is quite alright because I'm willing to take those chances and kind of have fun with it. And it's kind of like my Gears of War 3, gameplay being used for something. So, I don't play it as much as Call of Duty or Battlefield 3, which is about to be released in about an hour and a half. So I definitely kind of want to shoot this one out so I can head on over there and pick up the game at the midnight release. But, I will definitely take my time and enjoy this conversation with you guys as it goes. It's definitely a one-way conversation. I don't know if this relationship's going to work out, guys. I do a whole lot of talking, and you guys don't give me some feedback. You ain't talking back to me. I'm doing a whole lot of talking, you're doing a whole lot of listening. But, I want it to be a two-way street here. So I don't know if we're going to work out, guys. I don't know if we're going to be working out. Last night, when we were at dinner, you just kind of stared at me, like, blankly. Like, what was up with that? That was kind of weird. I think you could have blinked a couple times. I think if you had taken the lemon out of your mouth before you sipped your water, I think that would have been a little bit more appropriate. But I won't hold it against you guys. I think everybody has their downfalls, and I think yours is definitely not the worst. So I think this is gonna be all right. Actually, I think we're gonna be all right. We can definitely work this out. I will look past your flaws of sticking lemons in your mouth and trying to drink water up your nose. That's all right with me. I can accept that. So what you were watching actually is kind of a prevailing moment. I won't tell you if the win or loss is the outcome of this match. However, I will tell you that despite the outcome, I gave my best effort and there was not much more I could do than what I did. And it was kind of my redemption for the first round, as I went, I believe, 0-5, which is really bad, actually. And, I haven't played Gears of War in quite a while, a few weeks now. And, I was definitely rusty. A lot of guys have been playing and learning the strategies and tactics of Gears of War. Definitely, persistent. And I don't even know what word I'm trying to say right now, and I'm just trying to spit out a word. They're sharpening their skills in the Gears of War series, and I've been off playing every other game known to man. So, I haven't been playing Gears of War a lot. So, it's really tough coming into a lobby with, like, the top level guys or 90s or 80s and just getting cakewalked on them. Because they know what they're doing, and they like to camp the spawns of the power weapons and whatnot. And it can get kind of annoying, but at the same time it's definitely challenging, and that's kind of what I like, that challenge to have to prevail and overcome their superior tactics and whatnot. And kind of like, alright, I just beat you with a pistol, you just had like a sawed off, which happened actually in today. I was super impressed. Some guy was point blank with a sawed off, and I had a pistol, and I won with a beatdown. Yeah, boy. What? And so yeah, that was definitely a great moment in my gameplay. But that's not in this gameplay, so you have to take my word for it. And it was definitely a super moment for me. I don't even think I recorded that match, because when I enter a quick match, it tends to be like halfway through a match, so I don't record that first match, but I record every game after that. And I believe it was one of those first matches. But I have a little story for you guys, and I want to tell it, but I don't want to take up the whole commentary for this. In fact, it might very well take up the whole commentary. So let me begin right now. There has been this girl, and I will conceal her identity. Is that how I want to put that? I will hide her identity as if to refrain from embarrassing her, even though I don't believe she's going to listen to this or even knows that this even exists, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. But if you are watching this and you know who I'm referring to, please do not drop a comment letting the world know who that is, and kind of keep her identity a secret and any dignity she may have left. So this is in study hall, right? I have study hall and a lecture hall, so there are many levels and there are stairs and whatnot. And there's this girl who sits like way down in the front, right? She's younger than I am. I thought she was a freshman, and I guess she was a junior, so it shows how much I know, right? And she had one of her friends, she wrote a note, and she had one of her friends run up to her, like, all sloppy, like a penguin, like, waddling down and running at me upstairs, threw the note at me, and ran back down to her friend. So I was like, alright, what is this? I'm gonna pretend like I didn't just receive a note and just keep on working. And then they all just, like, all giddily stared at me for a while, right? So I'm like, alright, I'll peek at the note, but I'll read it inside my book so it doesn't even look like I'm looking at a note. So they have no idea. And it was pretty much just like, oh, hey, you're cute, and I have a crush on you, and I think we should talk, whether it's hang out after school or on Facebook. And it's, my first initial thought was, haha, no? Like, you don't, you know, as far as even friends and or relationships go, you gotta have confidence with me. I'm a huge lover of confidence. It doesn't have to be like overconfidence or anything, but I want to know that you aren't afraid to talk to me and communicate, because communication is a huge key to me. And you know, it's definitely a huge key in relationships. But nonetheless, I was not looking forward to a relationship with this girl. It was just, you know, that's kind of like what one of the key aspects that I look for. And she didn't even have like the guts to talk to me in person, and I'm not a very intimidating person, or I feel like I'm not a very intimidating person. I'm really friendly. I don't like to disappoint people. So if you are talking to me and even like the school perceives you as like a weirdo, I'm gonna give you a chance and I'm gonna talk to you. So I don't know why you wouldn't just take that chance anyways. But so she didn't. She's like shy and she's all in the front up of the room and everything like that, whatever. So I thought nothing of it. I thought, you know, she had a little crush on me. It would blow over in the next day or two and no big deal. Well, the next study hall, I come back from lunch, actually, in the study hall, not home. And my friend's like, she left a note in your laptop, dude. And my friend sits right next to me, and she was sitting there. She doesn't go to lunch. And she was sitting there, and she said she came running into the room and was like, oh my god, where's his laptop? Where's his laptop? I gotta find it. Is this one his? Is this one his? She's running around the room trying to find which one was mine, and she stuck it in my laptop, ran back to her seat before I got in there. And so I opened the laptop just barely enough so I could slip the note out without them noticing, because they were staring at me like hawks down there in the front rows. And so I slyly read the note, and again, it says the same thing. It says like, I'm sorry for being shy, you're really cute, we should talk. It's like, I read the first one, you know, I got that far. You know, you can send something else, something a little bit more interesting. And so I was like, alright, this is getting a little bit kind of weird. You know, it's twice, you know, 2 study halls in a row, you're trying to communicate with me, but you're not really doing a great job. And then her friend's like texting my friend and was like, is he gonna send a note back? And I'm like, no, I don't send notes. I'm not a 3rd grader. You know, I thought we didn't do this anymore. I thought we were human beings who could communicate with, you know, big boy words. So, and okay, so I was like, alright, so now it's just gonna blow over. I pretty much said that I wasn't interested, right? And I think I messaged her on Facebook, or she messaged me and then I messaged her back. And it was like, hey, how's it going? No big deal. You know, small chat. And I thought I vaguely mentioned that I was not interested in pursuing anything, but I don't think she took the hint. So, because next time, she sent another note, and, you know, whatever, and in between all these note sendings, my friends actually wrote a note back to her without my knowledge, and then I learned afterwards that they wrote a note to her using the wrong name, like her wrong name, and they thought it was that name, but it wasn't that name, so they wrote the wrong name on the front of the note. And it said, sorry, I'm not interested, I'm gay, or something like that, and I'm not gay. So that was like an awful thing to do, and I felt kind of bad for her, because that would be such an awful thing to receive. And it's just like, how embarrassing must that be to have, not only to know that the person that, you know, you're writing the notes to know, but to have their friends know, and that they got a really good laugh out of it. And you know, it was kind of funny, like, in all honesty, it was kind of funny, but it's also kind of like, that was too far. Like, you guys shouldn't have done that. And so I was like, alright, so I kind of feel bad for her. Just leave her alone and it'll blow over. And then I'm getting out of physics, right? I have physics after study hall, and physics is my last class of the day. And it's right next to these double doors where you like leave into the lobby and everything. You go out of school. And after the bell, there's like a good, I don't know, 20 feet between the desks and the door. So I begin to walk towards the door, and I notice that she's standing in the hallway, kind of like glancing into the room and kind of waiting there. So I was like, there's no way this is happening right now. So I kind of walk a little bit closer, and she's starting to walk past the classroom as into like the intercept where I was walking. And I was like, no, this ain't happening. So I stopped to tie my shoe, and she randomly stops in the hallway. And then I get back, I keep walking, and she keeps walking. And then as soon as I walk out of the room, right, to exit these double doors and go into the lobby and leave, she like rushes through these 2 people, slams open the door, and is like, hey Mike. And there were enough people in between her and I that I kind of pretended like I didn't hear what she had said, which is totally believable in that situation. And so you know, yeah, did I kind of feel bad? Maybe. But you didn't have to be such a creep about it and stalk me after class. Definitely not the way to go about doing that. And some of you guys may say, well, she was only trying to talk to you. Well, yeah, but she kind of just creepily did that, you know, so whatever. And it's still like, I think it's starting to go over now. It's been about a month, and I think she's starting to get the idea that there isn't much hope. But this happens, you know, once in a great while. Don't get me wrong, I'm not some super duper dude who, you know, is having ladies trip over him. That's not the case. I thought this one story was particularly funny because it's been so exposed and it's been kind of extended to the point, like, it's been taken way too far by, I think, both sides. I think my friends are at fault for doing a lot of things, and I think she's at fault for putting herself in that position more than once. So, you know, I thought it was kind of funny, but at the same time, I kind of feel bad for her. And I don't know, have you guys been in this situation before? I'm sure you have all experienced this at some point in your life. So share with me your stories, guys. Drop a comment and let me know how it went down for you guys. And just to kind of recap on this game right now, I believe we're at 11:20 right now. And we were losing this last match, guys. We were losing this last match, and I came back and won it for us. Actually, it was me and this other guy. But that was super exciting, guys. Super, super exciting. I did not expect that to happen like that. But that is it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening in. GoldGlove, if you happen to be watching this, which you aren't, then, you know, I hope you have a super day in the fact that you just happen to want to make one guy's day and send an invite my way. You know, that totally just rhymed, and I had no intentions of doing that. But take it easy, guys.